In this video, we'll look at how to create simple physics bodies in Corona SDK. Corona SDK comes with a built-in physics engine, which means you can apply physics to any standard display object in your app by simply including the physics library, starting the engine, and applying physics properties to your objects. Corona treats physical body properties as an extension of its graphics objects, which means any standard object including images, vector objects, or animated sprites can be made physical, and they'll automatically interact with other objects in the simulation. To make display objects physical, you need to add body properties to them. This is done using the addBody method of the Physics API. Physics.addBody accepts both required and optional parameters. Object is the display object to apply physical properties to, and properties is a table of properties to be applied. All physical bodies possess three core properties: density, friction, and bounce. Each can be defined as a key value pair in the properties table. These properties are optional and the default values will apply unless otherwise specified. Physical bodies can also be one of three types: dynamic, static, or kinematic. Dynamic bodies are fully simulated. They can be moved manually in code, but normally they move according to forces like gravity and reactionary collision forces. This is the default body type for physical objects in Corona. Dynamic bodies can collide with all other body types. Static bodies don't move under simulation and they behave as if they have infinite mass. Static bodies collide only with dynamic bodies, not with other static bodies or kinematic bodies. Kinematic bodies move under simulation only according to their velocity. Kinematic bodies collide only with dynamic bodies, not with other kinematic bodies or static bodies. It's important to restate that some body types will or will not collide with other body types. In a collision between two physical objects, at least one of the objects must be dynamic, since this is the only body type which collides with any other type. See the Physics Bodies Guide located on the Corona Labs website for more details. Let's look at some sample code. Using the Hello Physics project that's included in the Corona SDK download, we can see that including physics into our project is done with just 2 lines of code. First, we create a local variable called physics, which is assigned the required physics library. Then we start the physics engine using physics.start. It's important to note that we must start the physics engine to be able to apply physics to objects in our app. If we don't start the physics engine, physics will not be applied to our objects. Next, we add a sky, ground, and crate to our world and position them on the screen. We've given the crate a slight rotation just to make the interaction with the ground more interesting. Next, we add physics properties to our ground object using physics.addBody. We set the body type to static to hold it in place and so our crate will stop falling when it collides. Lastly, we add physics properties to our crate object. This time the body type defaults to dynamic, which allows the crate to collide with all other body types. The crate will be affected by the default gravity of the world, which will make it fall and eventually collide with the ground. We've set the optional friction and bounce of each of the objects just to give them a natural visual effect as they interact with each other. We'll talk more about setting physics world and body properties in the next video. When we refresh the simulator, we see the crate fall from the sky, collide with the ground, and bounce before it comes to rest. And that's a look at how to create simple physics bodies in Corona SDK. Learn more about working with Corona SDK at coronalabs.com/university.